What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? I hope you're doing very well indeed. This is myself, Matt Tomato. Thank you ever so much for tuning in, and welcome to the business end of the FIFA 13 career mode here with Hearts. We have 3 games to go, 2 games in the league, and of course the big one, which is the Scottish Cup final. That's the big one we're really looking forward to. Sort of taken off the gas a little bit in the past couple of league fixtures, it has to be said, because we booked 3rd place. We guaranteed ourselves to finish 3rd place by drawing with Dundee United, and we didn't really think we would have much of a chance of getting any higher. It would. I mean, the difference really is if we caught Motherwell, so we're 5 points behind Motherwell, who we play next. So we could give ourselves a chance of actually finishing 2nd. The difference between those two is, of course, if we finish 2nd, we qualify for the Champions League, whereas if you finish 3rd, you qualify for the UEFA Cup, or the Euro League as it is in this. So yes, it would be good here actually to beat Motherwell. Also because they've been a bit of a bogey side for us. They were the first team to beat us this season. They beat us at home, and then I think we then had a drab draw. I can't remember what the 3rd game was, though. I can't even remember if we've actually beaten these guys or not. But anyway, we're going to play the pretty much the entirety of the reserve team, because, well, we... ooh, that was the wrong place. We kind of want to keep people fit for the cup final, but also, we just want to rotate the squad a little bit, I think. So, Yasel, we'll start with Potts. In fact, you know what? See, he's a bit tired. I was going to play Chumachero. Actually, we'll put Tawil in central defensive midfield here. How about that? In fact, no, we'll put Stevenson there instead. We got Papa de Lipilos as well. So I think Yasel can play right midfield. Pedro Zoge left. So yeah, pretty much the entirety, apart from Zylukas, it is pretty much the entire reserve team. We'll probably play some of these other players just to... Oh yeah, we did have Tapping, didn't we? We said we were going to sell him, but ultimately we didn't. I think we transfer listed him, but then ultimately we didn't sell him. So yeah, pretty much the entirety of the reserve team. And then we said in the last league game against St Johnstone we were going to play as much of the 3rd/non-existent team as possible, to make sure that everybody is absolutely fresh for that cup final. Injuries, bookings, things like that. We don't want to be picking them up. So that key players end up missing that cup final. You could argue it the other way round. You could say, well, actually, if you play players in the lead up to the final, you generate momentum and stuff like that. You could argue that, of course, but no, I'm going to go the other way, where actually I want my first team fully rested for that cup final. So if we draw or win here, we are basically handing the league title to Celtic, which we've sort of known for a few games now, actually. They sort of pulled ahead. Motherwell actually hit a really terrible run of form in the last few games, and then subsequently just fell away in the title race. Obviously, we fell away first. Not that we were ever really in it. There were a couple of times where we were like, we're only a point behind or something, but then we drew games, and then we just fell away. We were never really in it, to be honest. Let's be quite frank. We were never really in it, and it was never our goal for the first season anyway. Of course, it's nice to be in a title race. It's nice to compete for the league and stuff like that. But yeah, we were never really in it, and it wasn't the goal for this season. So I'm not disappointed. I'm happy because we are going to finish in the position that we set ourselves as the target. And then, of course, the board then came out and basically said the same thing. And then the media came out and said, well, we think you're going to finish 3rd. So everybody thought that was what we're going to do. And we've met the expectation, which is exactly what was required of us. And, of course, you run the risk, if you exceed expectations too early, that then you set the bar so high that the ambitions of the board and whatnot will just become completely unrealistic. That was a terrible shot. They'll in your second season, whatnot. You'll be so amazing, and then in your second season they'll be like, win the Champions League. Well, no. Be realistic, but unfortunately, I don't think the game really accounts for that sort of thing. It's sort of more performance based. as well as sort of the state of your squad and stuff like that. So, right, so let's actually concentrate on the football here, because against Celtic I did the same thing. I started waffling and yapping on, and ultimately... Oh, nice turn! Oh! Gee whiz, I think that was Stevenson. Unlucky.
A lot of newspaper inches devoted to this particular manager and the temptation of an international job, but we understand that he's turned that down.
Shoot! Straight down his throat. Of course, second season, it's been generally decided that I'm going to do a second season. Whether we stay with Hearts or not remains to be seen. Initial thinking, probably yes. It would be nice to do a European run with this club and see where we go. Unless, of course, we find a really cool job, or someone approaches us, that can happen as well. Unless we find a really cool job to apply for, and then, you know, we might be taken on by that club. You never know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I would definitely going to do a second season. We can run here.
His teammates are arriving in close.
Oh.
Well, he fancied his chances from that sort of distance.
So yeah, I think it would be nice to lead Hearts into Europe and see what we could do. Certainly in it's the Euro League it's called in this game, but certainly, you know, in the UEFA Cup, I think we'd have a decent, you know, it depends on the draw really, doesn't it? I think we would probably end up quite far down in, like, we'd be in one of the lower pots for the draw. So I think we'd probably end up facing some quite big teams. So it'd be really interesting to see actually how we did against those teams. And then obviously how we balance the league form and stuff like that. I think we'd have to do some significant signings. I mean, there's a few of these players that you look at and you think, well, I don't think they're going to be here next season, or we don't really want them here next season. We'd like to sell them on, and we'd like to replace them with some, you know, a little bit more quality, or perhaps some youth. We'll see. Come on. So that's we got options. That's the thing. Certainly, like the first one, like with the goalkeeper. I think we want to promote that youth goalkeeper, and actually, he's going to be used to quite some extent, because we'll be competing for 3 competitions. So the youth goalkeeper is going to gain some experience very quickly, in fact, if we promote him. So yeah, it's actually promising for the youth academy as well. There's going to be players in there that are actually going to get a really good chance. Nice football, that. Oh, no. Didn't quite come off that, but oh well. But yeah, there's a few players here I'm looking at that I'm thinking, you know, I'm not sure I want to keep them anymore. Of course, let me know in the comment section what you think. But we've got quite a lot of youth. You know, there's a lot of players here that actually are very young, and they'll have had a season under their belt by then. They might have gained a few points. They might have sort of gained some skill and, you know, stuff like that. And so actually next season they'll be better. But we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. Never quite know, do you? Right, pass it down this way. Yeah, so of course, we've got loan players that will go back to their parent clubs as well. Potts and Yasel, I think, are the 2. Stevenson's going to have a crack. Ooh. So yeah, we'll have to consider those. Whether we could afford to sign them permanently or not remains to be seen. Of course, we could try and attempt to maybe bring them in on loan again. But then the parent club might decide that they want to either sell permanently or promote to the first team. So we shall see. Right. Yeah, just stop that dead there. Oh, come on. Yeah, just to wheel. Oh, it's gone in. Yes. He's looked promising, to be honest. I mean, he had that shot in the first half that went wayward, but he's kind of been in the middle of everything. Yeah, he's done well there. I think the goalkeeper actually got a hand to that. Let's have a look. Actually, yeah, it's really bad goalkeeping. It's not the greatest shot. It's quite close to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper's just pushed it, but hasn't pushed it away. It's actually really, really poor goalkeeping, that. Wasn't really that much of an amazing shot, but you gotta try, and it gives us the lead here, which it'd be good. I do want to win this one. Like, as I said, they've been a bit of a bogey team for us, so it would be nice to get one over on them here.
Excellent interception.
Yeah, they were the first team to beat us this season. Beat us at home as well, which is even more infuriating. Come on. Yep, whack it.
There might be a break now.
No.
And that's a slide challenge.
God.
It's a good move for the attacking team, this.
That was a risky pass, but all right.
And he's played it to him.
Fizzed into him, that. Blimey.
One or two players are warming
good
up
pass.
For the home team. We'll see who comes on. Well, the team
just about got ahead of him there.
This,
was thinking maybe he would nick the ball, but he didn't. Papadopoulos. Blocked. I reckon you guys would be quite interested in him playing a little bit more often, wouldn't you? Oh, he's given me the ball. Smith has stolen it here. Azogue. Oh, he was afforded some time. No. Oh, I was quite sure he was offside. But obviously wasn't, because he didn't blow for it. So, yeah, I always say he plays to the whistle. Oh, trouble here. That's a great challenge. Who was that? That was a really good tackle as well. Blimey. Right, Yasel. Good. Look at that passing. Absolutely lovely. Yasel has actually been quite effective on this side here, as he gives the ball away. Do we want to make any substitutions? Not really. These guys are knackered, but equally, we should be alright. Ooh. I think we'll be okay. Oh, he just about got away from me there. Oh, dear.
Well, that's keeping the defenders on their toes here.
Yeah, just whack it away. Just clear that. Stevenson's been half decent in the central defensive midfield role, actually. Considering he's actually an attacking midfielder, I put him in the central defensive role. I was quite adamant he was going to cross that. Whack it away! Goodness me. Clear your lines. Chance if we can get a header on here. Oh, no. We have two players up there. Scrappy.
Stopping the pass getting through with a good piece of...
Yeah, sort of anticipated that a little bit. Oh, Lucas has lost the ball though, but we've got it back. Ugh. Ooh, Azogue trying to steal that.
Anticipation leading to the
whack it. Yeah. Okay, that's a good victory actually. Very good victory. Actually gives us a shot at second place on the final day. Because we're 2 points behind Motherwell, who have just beaten there. And yeah, so we actually go into the final game of the season, of the league season, with a shot at finishing second. And wouldn't it be something if we could finish in the Champions League place? That would be an achievement. By me. Yeah, that was really, really good. Of course, we rejected the Lokomotiv Moscow in the last episode. They were quite interested in hiring us, but we said no. Right, okay then. So,
and let's take a look at what those results mean to the league table. At the top of the table remain Celtic with 76 points.
Okay. So yes. nothing else up for grabs, really. This is literally the only game where anything can change. So everything else is a dead rubber. Okay, so I think we'll end this episode right here. So in the next episode, well, we've got St Johnstone to play twice. We're going to play them in the league. We're going to have a shot at overhauling Motherwell in second. Might turn on the goal news for that one. But otherwise, that's it for now. Cheers for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe to follow the series and join me next time for the concluding fixture of the Scottish Premier League FIFA 13 Career Mode season here with Hearts. See you later.